Hi, this is part 4 of my psilocybin journey, probably the last part. Actually, today it's 10 months since I did my journey, and I will start by saying, yes, I'm still glad I did it. I just reviewed some notes that the therapist took during the session, and it reminded me of everything that I experienced. Well, not everything, but a lot of things that I experienced. And it made me feel sober, but also victorious because I understand me a lot better now. I want to tell you that I went a number of months where I felt pretty good because the experience usually will boost your serotonin levels. But then I kind of started crashing and I couldn't sleep. So I went back on my antidepressant at a low dose and boom, I could sleep all of a sudden. And for me, sleep means feeling well. So that was my experience. I wasn't able to stay off an antidepressant forever, but that's okay. And I think what I gained from this experience was really pretty incredible. I asked myself, would I ever want to do it again? And I think at this point, the answer is no, because I probably learned enough about what I questioned. And I didn't like the feeling of really not even knowing if I needed to go to the bathroom, not being able to eat, not being able to take a drink of water by myself. I mean, that's the whole point of doing this at a big dose with people who are there to help you, is you kind of aren't in control anymore. And there's a part of that that seems to kind of open minds. And I do think I accessed memories from a very young age, and I I'm glad. I'm glad. There are a few takeaway memories that I have that still comfort me whenever I think about them. I know in the last video I explained about the sphere of light going around me that had like little ribbons of translucent pastels. And if I'm feeling upset about something or worried or scared, I can put myself back in that. I can see myself in it. And it instantly helps me feel good again. And I think more strongly than ever, I believe that this life is just a pass through, and that there's another life where we will be fulfilled and have a lot of the things that we're missing in this life filled in. And that's super encouraging to me. I mean, I literally saw generations of mothers looking down on me in my crib, if you can imagine. And they were so proud and they were so loving. And mothers have been a dearth. There's been a dearth of mothers in my life. And I now wish I could be a mother to my daughter the way those mothers were to me in that experience. But that's a whole other video. I just want to say I wouldn't do this if you are not kind of bold and wanting to go beyond the comfort zone. But on the other hand, I gained a lot, and I encourage you to do what your heart leads you to do, what prayer leads you to do. And if you need questions answered, it might be a good way to go about finding out. I do trust what I experienced. I think, when we have gut feelings about something, I don't think it's a gut feeling. I think it's a myriad of experiences and our personal best wisdom that tells us something. And either we listen to it or we don't. And I think that's what spoke to me in this. I think memories that are repressed spoke to me. I think that subconscious experience spoke to me because it made so much sense. It helped me put pieces together, like I said before, like puzzle pieces falling into place. And if that's something you feel like you need to find peace, then it might be a pretty amazing thing to do. But do it with support, do it with preparation. I was looking at things that I told myself, well, not that I told myself, but that I wrote for my therapist to say to me, to comfort me. And you know what those would be for you. And I would encourage you to be ready with that and have good support. Have good support. That's all I can say. I'm not somebody who feels safe with just anybody. I mean, I think trust is a harder one for me. I did a trust experience once where we had a harness. We actually had two connections to it, and we leaned over a cliff. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but it was super freeing to do it. And the person that helped us with the lean was excellent, and I could never have done that on my own. And it was interesting because I didn't know if I could trust. It wasn't really trusting the person, but just trust. And I see that my trust was broken when I was little, and repeatedly, and I was on my own a lot. And so I get me better, and I have compassion for that little girl, and I'm glad I'm grown up, and I wish you an exciting experience if you go do this that answers questions for you too. Let's see, is there anything else I need to tell you? One important thing I did forget to mention is that before the journey I was having heart PVCs, premature ventricular contractions, on a regular and bothersome basis. This was diagnosed by wearing a heart monitor for a month. Also, before the journey, I set the intention of having my heart beat regularly. Amazingly, after the journey, it did. I stopped the medication that I'd been taking, and my cardiologist confirmed that they were no longer there. He was amazed. It's been 10 months, and they have never regularly returned. On 3 or 4 occasions since the journey, I have felt a little skip. But to remedy that, I've put my hand over my heart, and then I thank God and my heart that it beats normally and beautifully. The PVCs have basically stopped, and I have never needed my medication since. Needless to say, I'm pretty happy about that. I also think the mind-body connection is fascinating and powerful. I think it's good to be with somebody who is experienced in doing this as well, so that they know whether you're really getting to the place where you want to go. And if you have no experience like me, you need that person to help you. And I actually got an email from one source in Oregon that said the cost of mushrooms had come down and they were charging less. So woohoo in 2024. That's unusual, right? I hope this answers some questions. I hope that you're brave. I hope that you are helped by what I've said. And I wish you the very, very best because you are precious.